Alright, good evening everybody. Say welcome to Green White Checkered TV. We're here with the Area 51 Racing League at Talladega Super Speedway tonight. And tonight we are running the June Pugh Memorial Race. It'll be 77 laps. Just I'll say a little bit of quick info, and I'll say drivers are qualifying around. I got about 2 minutes left. But just give it a little bit of info. So June Pugh, she was 77 years old, and she lived in Gulfport, Mississippi. She had a son, Bobby Pugh, or has a son, Bobby Pugh, and daughter Lynn Johnson, 8 grandkids, and 12 great grandkids. So just from myself with for myself, I should say, Greenway Checker TV, and of course everyone in Area 51 Racing Lane, of course all friends and family want to wish Charles and Lynn and all of June's friends and family our heartfelt condolences. We hope you guys are able to get through this as best you can. I say obviously I'm sure you have a lot of people here to support you and everything. So just want to give you all of our best wishes to you and your family on a difficult situation. I think qualifying's just about wrapping up here, so we've got a few more cars on track. Right now on the pole is Ryan Kelly by 1/1000th of a second over Gabe Butler, and I'll say that's actually a pretty big deal there, because that is tonight's qualifying is going to be sponsored by Regal Cinemas, and so there will be a $10 prize, be it through iRacing credits or through PayPal, for the pole sitter for this race. So Ryan Kelly may have just been able to squeak that pole position here by 1/1000th of a second here. So we'll wait for qualifying to completely finish up, and then we'll take a look at the grid. And I think it just has completed, and that is going to be Ryan Kelly in that 13 car, who will be our pole sitter for tonight's race. Let's see if we can pull him up here. If he's here, that is. Take a look. I don't see him at the moment. I'll keep an eye out for him as things progress here. So while we're waiting, however, let's go ahead and go through the starting grid again, presented by the Regal Cinemas. And so a little bit info about Regal. They operate one of the largest and most geographically diverse theater circuits in the United States, consisting of 7,211 screens in 549 theaters in 42 states, along with America Samoa, the District of Columbia, Guam, and Saipan. Regal believes that size, reach, and quality of the company's theater circuit provides its patrons with a convenient and enjoyable movie-going experience. Regal is committed to being the best place to watch a movie, bar none. So doing one more quick check here. Unfortunately, I do not see our pole sitter Ryan Kelly, so we'll have to try to. I won't be able to interview him and let him know about the award tonight. I'm sure he'll be excited about it nonetheless, though. Um, So we'll get things gridded up here in just a moment. And Lynn, yeah, you're very welcome. I said we're all here for you. We're thinking of you and Charles and the rest of your family. So yeah, we hope you guys are doing as best as you can in this difficult situation here. So yeah, just know that all of our thoughts are with you guys. Alright, so we're going to go through the grid here real quick. So we got Ryan Kelly on pole, Gabe Butler in the 88 car in second position. Starting in third, we have John Mullins, and in fourth is Dale Willoughby. In the fifth position, you have Kyle Hess and Jim Duda in the 053. In the seventh position is Bud Steele and Reynaldo Marrero in the 38 car in eighth. And then rounding out the top 10, you have David Overstreet in the 02 and Brendan Jenkins in the 808. So we'll go through the remaining grid here to see where your favorite drivers are starting. There are a few that did not qualify, so they're going to start a little bit further towards the back, which will be from 20th to 28th position. They're going for the strategy, maybe try to take it easy in the back, let things cycle through here a little bit. Alright, so we've got the drivers coming around turns 3 and 4 here. Say the pace car will pull off, and that's going to put the field under control of the 13 and the 88. Here at Area 51 Racing League, they do go on green. And then there are 2 faster pairs and then 3 attempts at a green-white checkered finish. So we'll see if those are needed tonight. Again, we have 77 laps for tonight's race. Again, in honor of, I'm sorry, let me put it up here. In honor of June Pugh, so this is the Area 51 Racing League June Pugh Memorial Race. So good luck to the drivers here, and see what kind of show they're able to put on tonight. So green flag is in the air. So you see the 13 and the 88 they're getting on the gas. Say 23 and the 26 rounding in the second row. Going to see if either of them can kind of get latched onto that car in front of them. That's going to be, again, where you can try to make the most happen at these plate tracks. You really want to try to see if you can get to that bumper, give them that little bit of a shot, and then propel them and yourself forward as things go here during the race. Saying they're actually going to be 29 cars starting this race. To say Matthew Johnson, it looks like he started from the pit lane, so he's going to be starting a fair distance back, probably about a half a lap and without a draft. So that's going to be a definite challenge for him. We'll have to keep an eye and see if he's able to see where he's able to kind of cycle through once things get settled here. But at this point, he's definitely going to be most likely a good chance of getting put the lap down here pretty quickly with no help. Say the complete lap when they are side by side of the line. Looked like the 88 of Gabe Butler just got the lead there at the line. It was a really close one there. And that's kind of what you can expect pretty much the whole evening here tonight. I'll say Talladega is obviously one that you can really get away with going 3 wide here. It looks like right now they're kind of all thinking better of it. Just run 2 wide for the moment and then let things cycle, settle in, and then make their charge for it as the run progresses, and even possibly look to see if maybe make some green flag pit stops and cycle things through that way. So you can see, let's say just going through the field, it's pretty much a 2x2 throughout the field. So we'll kind of bounce around the field a little bit so you can kind of see where all these drivers are running at the moment. But yeah, as things run currently though, they are kind of all just staggered here a little bit. And this is kind of just differing strategies. As I say that a little bit of incident there. Say, looks like it was the 24 car. A close call. I think the 03 may have been involved as well. So we'll go back and take a look and say that was actually, I mentioned the 47 car, Matthew Johnson. That was kind of his best hope there. That way he's now going to be able to rejoin this race with the draft. So let's go back and take a look and see what happened here at that 24 of Gaston Arellano. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So let's get to that 24 car. You can already see they're kind of at the door of each other here. Let's see, I may have missed something that happened a little previously. I think he may have just not known that there was a car on the inside there, as he kind of goes across left here, just right into the door of the 11, and from there just has to try to catch the car there, and just not much he can do. You see that's where he catches that 03 that sends him to the towards the inside of the track, and then unfortunately that just then pushed his car all the way back up across the track in front of a handful of cars here. So say you'll see if they're able to get by. That Pennzoil car catches the wall a little bit, trying to avoid him. So as he comes back across, just clips the left rear of that 76 car. I don't think that's too bad there. Yeah, I don't even see any damage on that one. But yeah, that was definitely a moment there for those guys. Trying to see if I can catch which car it was that was also involved. There's that Pennzoil car here. I think that was Mitchell Wilkes. Yeah, and he's got a little bit of right front damage. That may require one of those fast repairs. So let's see if we can take a look here. Yeah, you can see that little bit of a crinkle on that right front there. So definitely a potential for him trying to get that repaired here during this pit stop. So I'll be able to get a better look at it as he enters his pits here. But it might be what I would say. The way these cars drive, I mean, the draft really is the great equalizer with these guys. So nope. Honestly, as I say that, you can see he got instantly repaired. So that's a fast repair there. 0-3 is for sure gonna need it. He's got a fair bit of damage, and so he's back on his way. And then so yeah, a little bit of mixed strategy. Looks like the top four actually did not pit there. So that's starting with Jack Walls in the 83 car, so he's going to be shown as our leader here, followed by the 53 of Jared Duda and the 24 of Gaston Arellano. I'm a little surprised about the 24 not pitting there. I would have gone in there to get the damage repaired, and he definitely had a bit of a slide, so there might be some tire wear as well. And with there being no lapped cars, I'm a little nervous that the caution might come out. Or sorry, that he may not get a chance to pit this next time by. So as I said, the field's all coming by him here, so I'll have to keep an eye on him. And the other one was the 47, and Matthew Johnson. He was the driver that had started from the pit, so that good-looking Kodak paint scheme. So I always love seeing that paint scheme. Has some good memories with that car running the Cup Series here. So we'll see how everything cycles through here. And then we'll also see if anybody has some additional pit strategies for potentially topping off, just in case on the fuel. Say, unfortunately, I'm not sure what the fuel number is, but at the plate races, that's always a potential for strategies. So I'll step away for just a moment while things are running here. So take a look. We are at the 1 to go here. So we're going to get back going here in just a moment. Alright. So we have the 83. Sorry, trying to get my stuff set up here again. We've got the 83 of Jack Walls will be leading the way here on this restart. And second is the 53 of Jared Duda. In fourth, we have the 13 of Ryan Kelly. And third place is Ryan Kelly. Sorry, the fourth is Gabe Butler in the 88. And then John Mullins is in the 5th position here. And then it looks like, so I'm trying to take a look. Yeah, there's a 24 in the 6th position. So to keep an eye on how he's able to hang on to things with that bit of damage. I mean, I don't think it's going to affect the car too much, but A little surprised he didn't pit for at least for some tires or anything like that on that yellow. So, but we'll see what happens here. So again, draft is definitely the great equalizer on these plate tracks. So as long as he can stay in the draft, he's probably in pretty good shape here. So we'll just kind of keep an eye and see as things progress. So pace car is coming off of turn 4 here. So let's say he's going to drop to the pit road. Let's say it's going to put it in the hands of the 83 and the 53. Let's say these guys are going to go after here one more time. Let's say we are going to be coming to lap 7 of 77. So we'll have 71 laps to go once we get to the start-finish line here. Alright, so pace car's in and pace truck is in, and say green flag is out. And say here come the 83 and the 53 leading the field to the green again. And say you got the 13 and the 23 right behind them. Sorry, the 88 I should say right behind them. So they're going to be trying to see if they can push their respective cars. Right now it seems like the bottom line is definitely got the momentum, but looks like I just saw the 18 of Charles Johnson. He's going to try to see if he can make this top line happen. Give him a little bit of help. You saw right there though that, as I say that, I see trouble in the backstretch. Couldn't quite tell what number that was. Oh, we got the 71, 76. So who else was in there? I see someone with the, is that the 808? Nope. The 86 was involved, the 98 was involved again. That's unfortunate there, and I think, yeah, we stayed green. They went all down to the apron there, so caution did not come out. So that's the last thing these guys were hoping for. So I'm not sure if maybe the admins might throw one or not. I'm not 100% sure here. So for now, though, we're going to move back up front because we are still under green. Should a caution come out, I'll definitely take a look to see what happened there. But yeah, this is definitely not what these guys had in mind there. So it's definitely split up the field here now. It's about 15 or so in this main draft, and then just kind of a couple cars out by themselves, and then a handful are in the pits getting some fast repairs done. So as we talked about the potential for a 3 wide there, you see the 18 of Charles Johnson. He's working that top side here. He's got help right behind him with the 7 of Robert Richards. See if he can give him a bit of a shove and get him moving forward. So that bottom line again, you see that little bit of a connection issue for that 13 car. So that's definitely something to kind of keep an eye on. That's going to be hard for him to be able to push that 83 car very, very effectively at this point. I'll say right now they're 2x2 for the very front, but then from there on back there's about, yeah, let's say 3x3 for about the 3rd or 4th position here. But right now that 18 car is getting a really good push from the 7. Just trying to see if he can get they need a few more cars to commit to the top to be able to really make a charge here. As I say that, they get one more on there with the 47. And another one say, so yeah, the top line's starting to form here, so we'll see if they're able to make something happen. So we're right on board with the 18, kind of see what he's seeing here from the roll bar. So you can see right now he's working that top side. He's definitely making a charge here. The 53 was showing the leader as that last time by, and he's starting just to get to that quarter panel. So there's definitely, so you can see right there, you got the car pushing the 53 as well. As I say that, he gets hooked. On board with the 18 as he takes a hit there. So that's going to bring the caution out. So he's able to get it pointed the right direction here. But yeah, that was a moment there for that 18 of Charles Johnson. So he's going to for sure have to use one of those faster pairs. See some of the cars coming around right now to go by him. Say the 11 was involved. He's got motor damage. So let's go ahead and we're going to try to see if we can catch what happened in those last 2 incidents here. So we obviously saw the 18. I'm guessing he probably just didn't get bumped square, which is definitely a risk with the way these cars drive. You can kind of see right there. Yeah, it looks like he just got a bit of a bump just in the left rear. So see if we can get a better angle of it here. You can watch the 7 comes down just a little bit, hits him in the left rear, and there's just nothing Charles can do there. That's going to send him around. And then same thing for those guys around him. There's just nowhere for them to go. You see the 23, the 11, the 7 was involved. He comes across and hits one of the other cars, and just, yeah, there's just not much you can do at that point. Say nothing intentional or malicious by any means. Just that's just the way. You have to really kind of just hustle these cars and try to push them as best you can. So say now let's try to see if we can see what happened on that previous incident where the yellow did not come out. Say it was a little further up here. Let's see if it's maybe with the 808 or maybe it looks like the 26 possibly even. So we'll go slow here and try to keep an eye. Oh yeah, you can already see it happening right there. Let's see what happened there. Okay, so that was where the 24 with the damage we talked about. He was trying to clear himself of the 24. Wasn't quite clear of the O2. And so he gets, clips the O2 there. Just nothing the O2 did wrong. And then from there he hits the O71. That sends him and the 38 into the 76. You can see the 66 involved as well. There's the 48 involved. 48 goes up in the air. And again, another one. I think it's the 86 gets into the back of him as well, and the 90, and that was where the 98 got cut up. So I'm amazed that didn't bring out a caution either. I mean, you see how many cars were involved there. Just unfortunately, it looks like they all just kind of wound up going to the apron. Um, so we'll see if some of these cars that were involved in that situation, if they decided that they're going to try to maybe get a free pass here and get that wave around or not. So we'll say we'll jump back up front with the leader here, which was the 83. And actually, it doesn't look like the 83 pitted yet. So I'm trying to keep an eye on everything's trying to still cycle through here. But looks like the 83 may have stayed out as well as the 4. So if that's the case, those cars that are still a lap down, they're still going to be trapped. They're not going to be able to get that wave around. So I think there's only going to be whoever the driver was that got the lucky dog. He's going to be the one, which I think was that 21 of Roy Wheeler. So as you can see right here, he's cycling his way through back through the front. I'll say it's going to put him back on the lead lap, which I believe he will be in the 23rd position at the moment. Some of the other drivers are getting their fast repairs taken care of here. So I think that may be the situation going on. Well, to see if the 83 decides to come in here, or if him and the 4 are going to stay out for that track position or not. So, say we're only on lap 12 of 77, so we still have 66 to go. So just might be some pit strategy here where he can make it on the same amount of stops as the other drivers. But it's just one of those things you have to be careful about too, because he might have to take more fuel than those around him at these pit stops, and then that's an easy way to lose the draft there. But at the same time too, he may be trying to maybe keep some of his competition pinned a lap down as well. It's always something possibly to see. So we'll keep an eye on him and the 4 here. If they pit, then I would expect to see those lap cars stay out to get the wave around. However, it looks like he is staying out. Yep, he's staying out for sure. So at that point, I think that's where you're going to see some of these lap cars go ahead and hit the pits here. Because at that point, there's really nothing to gain to stay out, because they're still going to be trapped a lap down there. So that's where you see the 76 is in, getting some service to his car. But it looks like the 24 and the 071 may have stayed out there. So 24 definitely has stayed out. The 071 also stayed out. So that's going to be the battle for the free pass position if and when another caution should come out between the 24, the 071, and the 76. I'm saying a lot of those guys just unfortunately were involved in that first or that incident where the caution did not come out on that backstretch on the restart. So I'll go back up to the front here. Say lights are still on the pace car timer. Step away for just a moment, get some water, and then we'll be back with you in just a moment. we are on the 1 to go, so that's going to put the 83 in the 4. They did stay out, so that's going to have the 83 on 14 laps on his run so far, pretty much since the green. And then the 4 of Timothy Wright, he pit on that first yellow, so he's still gone 10 laps on his tank and everything as well. So we're gonna have to kind of wait and see how that kind of pans out for those guys. Saying, looking at those that may or may not have pitted on the 1 to go, looks like the 11 of Ken Worley, Mitchell Wilkes in the 98, as well as, I believe that's Jim Brooks and the 76, and the 80 of Diego Vasquez. They all came in here to top off on that 1 to go. Again, just kind of a strategy thing you can do, especially for those that are lapped down, might be a way to try to sneak a little bit further forward on the track here. So we're going to keep an eye on that, and as I was saying that, I'm noticing the intervals are being goofy again, so let me get that fixed for everybody here. That way we can actually see how far everybody is apart. So I keep running into that issue these last few races. So give me just a moment here, and I'll get that up and running. Should be able to get it up and running as well before the restart here. Alright, so the pace car is off. So hopefully we'll have things showing correctly now. Alright, so as they come through this trial here, start finish line, green flag is going to come back out here momentarily. So that's going to take lap 15 of 77, and that's going to put us at 63 to go. And say it's going to be the 83 and the 4 here at the front, trying to see what they can make happen at this point. Let's say, I'm sure these guys are going to probably try to take things a little bit easier. You never know. They said the 53 jumps to the top side. So surprisingly, that's going to leave the 83 all by himself right now on the bottom. And that's going to be a huge advantage for that 4 and the 13. I think this could be where you can see those two make the push here, and then as they say that, make that push and get around the 83. Looks like the 53 is going to try to do the same. He's got some help as well with the 053. So that's Jared and Jim Duda. So going to go out on a limb and say there's some relation there. So I would not be surprised to see those two working together a fair bit during the race. That's going to be definitely something to keep an eye on as well here. Right now you got those top two, the 4 and the 13. They've been able to kind of stay hooked up together and have just a small gap in front of the field. Let's say a place like Talladega, just that little bit of breathing space is always a welcome opportunity. So they're working really well together here, but I wouldn't put it past that 53 and the 053 to kind of get hooked up well and get that momentum going there on the top side, which they are doing as we speak. So you kind of see the momentum he's getting there. He's able to get to the door of the 13, and now he's working on the 4 here, coming down the backstretch and entering turn 3. So the 53's got a nose ahead right now. Obviously, he doesn't quite have the what he needs to complete the pass, but usually the outside middle line gets a really good exit and is able to keep some of that momentum while the inside line's kind of pinned down here. So we'll see if that's going to help them out as well. Plus, if the 13 kind of has those connection difficulties, he definitely can't draft as efficiently as he would like to off the 4. So I'll have to kind of keep an eye on that and be careful about that as well for these guys. Right now, though, they're still hanging out 2 by 2. They're doing a really, really good job here. So we'll take a look here from a little higher view. You can see just how just staggered these guys are. You can see a few cars in the back. They're going to try to probably just stay out of trouble here and hope that if there's a wreck, they can stay out of it, and then also just try to put themselves in the right spot here. So as I say that, you see the one car tried to go 3 wide there. Nobody went with him, so he's going to wind up falling back here. So that's going to hurt his chances there at the moment. But again, say he'll be able to get back into that draft and make another charge at it here. As they're coming through the trial over here, it's going to complete lap 18. We'll be at 60 to go of the 77s for the scheduled distance. So right there, I think at the line, the 54 or sorry, the 53 may have got the lead there at the start finish line. It was really close right there at the line. So you see right now the 18 thought about maybe trying to make it 3 wide, decided better of it at this point in the race. But I say I wouldn't be surprised once he can get a good run there, which I think I saw him peeking out again there. Yes, there he goes. Doesn't have a lot of help yet. That's going to be the thing, is he's going to need more than one car behind him when you can see how big of a line those inside and middle lines have. So at this point, I don't think he's going to be able to make too much of a charge. You see right there though, that 13 is hooked up really nicely to that 4 car. He's really able to give him a pretty good shot there, and it gets the momentum back up at the line. I honestly couldn't tell who had the lead there. They were right on top of each other there. I'm trying to keep an eye on things here. It's pretty much about the same here. So you got the 071. He is trying to see where he is on the ticker here for me. He is in the 25th position. He's actually the second car right now, 1 lap down. He's going to be fighting for that with the 24 here. So those two right there, that black car and the green car, that right now is the fight for the lucky dog spot should a caution come out, and of course and them not being involved in the incident. So that's going to be a battle right there. So as I say that though, you got the 02, I believe it is. He's going to try to make this top side happen. Say, I think he saw that 18 of Charles Johnson going, so he said, you know what, I want to try to lead this group. However, again, I just don't think they have the help that they need right now to make that topside happen here. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for these guys. And I think the 053 may have had a connection issues. I'm not seeing him at the moment, say, because he was right there with the 53, and I'm not seeing him at the moment. I'm trying to keep an eye on my timing and scoring. So unfortunately, I think he may have fallen out, so that's going to put the 808 of Brandon Jenkins behind the 53, and they're going to make this topside charge again here. So he got a really good push. He's got the 23 as well with the 05 kind of leading that topside there. Sorry, the 03 leading the topside there. But right now, nobody's been able to kind of break that stranglehold up on the front row. Nobody's been able to kind of push themselves clear of the other driver at this point. So we'll have to keep an eye, see at the moment, like as soon as I say that, 4 is able to clear, but it looks like he's going to stay committed to the bottom there with the 13. The 13 is pushing him really well, so I doubt you'll see him messing with what's working for him so far at this point of the race, as they're doing a really good job here working together. And say the other thing to keep in mind, I can say, I'm not 100% sure what the fuel mileage is for these cars, how many laps they can go. Right now, the 4 car pitted 17 laps ago. Those around him pitted 10 laps ago. And the 83 of Jack Walls, he pitted 21 laps ago. So he's going to possibly have to pit a fair bit sooner than the guys around him. So that's going to be something also to keep an eye on, because it's always something you have to be careful about for the pit stops as well, for hitting that pit entry right. You see that 02 is going to still try to make that top side work here. You say he's still got this 18 of Charles Johnson with him. But again, it's just right now, it's just the 2 of them. You see one deciding 66, thinking about doing it, but as I say that though, you see the 24 starting to kind of get a little bit wiggly there. I think that affected their momentum a bit here. And saying right now, looks like the 071 looks like he's backed out of it a little bit, so that's going to keep the 24 right now in the lucky dog position should a caution come out. So that's so right now there's not a big battle for that position as things run. But yeah, again, that topside doesn't have the momentum it needs at the moment. You see, as I say that, another car is going to try the topside here. That's the 11 of Ken Worley. He's going to see if he can maybe make something happen up top here. But right now, just doesn't seem like they've got it. Just don't have it quite aligned as well as they needed to have that push and get the momentum that they need. But it seems like every time I say that, one more driver is trying to peak up, be the one to lead that draft, to see if maybe they can be the one to lead that top line through. But at the moment, though, it's kind of just stalled out right now. They're holding the draft, but they're just not getting that big runs that they need. However, it looks like I think that might be so unfortunately, there's no car number on the car, so I'm not sure who that is in front of the 11. Let's see if I can guess here. think that's Cody Cox in the 25, possibly. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so that's going to be okay. So, yeah, so right now Cody Cox is going to try to lead this top side in front of the 11. So you got 18 is going to still see about maybe, looks like he's kind of bouncing between if he wants to go middle or top at this point. With just the two of them, I think the middle is definitely going to be the way to go. I say they're starting to catch the 98 here of Mitchell Wilkes. He's going to, this might put him a lap down depending on if and when a caution falls, and his goal is going to be as well as to try to get hooked on this draft here, and then stay in front of that, uh, 24 car, sorry, of Gaston Ariano. But right now they're looking pretty dicey. And so as I was talking about that top line with the 25 and the 11, they are moving. They've hooked up really well. But the problem is that 98 car is also on top, and so they're gonna have to either back it off here or try to make a 4 wide happen. Yeah, that's what I was afraid was gonna happen. They're contact a bunch of cars here. This is definitely the big one, so we'll see who's able to get through. It looks like for the most part, the majority of the field is in this. I see about like maybe 8 to 10 cars were able to get through that. So that's going to have a lot of damaged vehicles in that one. So say we'll take a look and see who was able to kind of escape through there. See, the 4 was in good shape. He was in front of it. The 13 was okay. So I think that's the 80. Yeah, the 80 is doing all right there. Then who else is in there? The 24. It's got a little bit of rear end damage, so he may have been involved in it. So that could cost him the potential lucky dog here. The 38, he's doing okay as well. Let's take a look at the 071. He's got some nose damage to his car. I'm thinking he was probably involved as well. Let's see about 76. 76, it looks clean to me. So he could wind up being the lucky dog just due to the cars in front of him having that damage from the incident there. So that's going to be an interesting one to check out as well here. So I already mentioned the 80. Oh, okay. I was looking at the 808. He was able to get through there. But then from there on back, I think most of these cars were involved. There's the 98 has no hood on the thing. Yeah, the 88's missing its front end. We got the 8 here. He's looks like he may have gotten away with that one. Chad Wilkes, I think he might be all right here. But I'd say probably, yeah, from here on out, though, you're going to see a lot of damaged cars. And I see the 21 there. He's got a fair bit of damage. The 7. Yeah, there's a lot of hurt cars right now. So it looks like pit stops are about to happen here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say nobody's going to be staying out this time. They all went about at least 15 laps on their fuel run, and saying I think that was kind of a blessing in disguise for the 83 of Jack Walls, because although he does have damage from it, but he's going to be able to use a faster pair. Because I just feel like he was probably pretty close to being due for a green flag stop, because he was in the around 26 or so laps since he had last pitted. So we're going to keep an eye up front here. So I want to see who's going to get that free pass. If anyone, I guess, is the question. So we'll wait and see here. And it looks like, yeah, so it looks like the 76 of Jim Brooks is going to get that lucky dog. And again, that he wasn't the first car a lap down. However, he was the first car that was not involved in the incident a lap down. So even though who all was it? The 24, the 071, and the 98, even though they were all lapped and ahead of him, since he was able to get through the wreck without getting any damage, that's what's able to get him his lap back here. So that is a strategy you can play, especially at a plate track where should a caution come out, or should you be in that kind of a position, do you really want to be in that big pack, or do you want to be out where it's a little bit safer? And again, when you're running 3x3 there, coming up on a lap car, there's just more often than not, unfortunately, that's kind of the end result. Usually that'll happen there. So, but it looks like as pits are cycling through, it looks like the 88 of Gabe Butler is going to be the leader. Looks like he did a pretty short stop there, probably either fuel only or just 2 tires and fuel. Looks like the top 3 actually went with that same plan there. So you got the 88, the 808, and the 13. And then the first of the 4 tires is the 4 of Timothy Wright. So say fuel or tire strategy not probably too critical again at a track like Talladega. So you can definitely get away with taking fuel only or 2 tires at tracks like this. So the fuel is obviously the critical one at Talladega. So say we'll wait and see how everything cycles through here. We're going to wait and see if these drivers that are on the tail end lead lap, if they decide to pit here, if they're going to um, get their damage repaired, or if they're going to try to stay out and hope for a caution to get their laps back. Because right now you've got the 24, the 071, and the 60. Where do you go? Say, oh, sorry, the 98. 98. So it looks like right now 24 is thinking about it. He's in. Yeah, it looks like they're all in. I think they had too much damage to try to risk staying out there. So yeah, so that's going to put those three, keep them a lap down. And they're going to have some company a lap down, as well as I think some drivers had to take a tow. Unfortunately, like Mark Brown, Bud Steele, and Charles Johnson. I'm not sure. It looks like they actually might be getting stuck 2 laps down here. So it's going to make things even more difficult for them to try to get their way back to the front here. So I'll say we'll kind of wait and see how as things cycle through. Um, so actually, let's say still see the 18. He may still be getting towed. I can't tell for sure if that's what's happening there for him. Some of his tows take a long time with the way this goes. So say while we're waiting and say caution's still out here. We'll take a quick break, and then I will be back with you shortly during the one to go. Alright, so we got the leaders here on the backstretch with one to go. So it's going to be the 88 and the 808 in the front row here. It's Gabe Butler and Brandon Jenkins in the third and fourth positions. You've got Ryan Kelly and Timothy Wright. And then rounding in the top 6 are Jared Duda and Jack Walls in the 83. Insane. So right now we have 18 cars on the lead lap. And it looks like we have 3 right now that are sitting 1 lap down, which are the 24 of Gaston Ariano, 98 of Mitchell Wilkes, and the 071 of Eric Laurie. See, Jim Brooks was able to get his lap back on that last caution. So we'll see what he's able to make happen here now that he's back on there. I'm saying it seems like 88's going like full fuel save mode right now. So he's been keeping that thing down on the apron here. So we'll see if that's a planned strategy or what's going on there as the run progresses here. Alright, so the pace car is off. So they're coming around the trioval here, and so once the green flag flies, it's going to be the 88 and the 808 here. See right now. So we know the 13 was a really good pusher there, so I think that's definitely where the 88 wants to be. See if he can definitely get some good help there from the 13. And so we'll see how good of a pusher he is here. As you can see, we're going through the bumper of that 13 car as he's given the 88 really good pushes here. So it looks like the camera's getting a little bit more than it bargained for tonight with this one. So you can see the suspension, the tires working on that 13 car as he's just given the 88 here a really good shove through turns 3 and 4 on the back stretch and into turns 3 and 4. You can see he's got a little bit of a gap there on the 53, so we'll pop back out here. So actually 53 was able to jump in front of the 808, and as they say that the 808 is going to jump down to the bottom here. So that's going to leave the 53 a little bit by himself. As say the 4 is on his way, but so it's going to take a little bit for that momentum to show up here. So that's going to definitely be a little bit of a challenge to see what the 53 is going to do here. If he's going to try to just hang on to the spot where he's at, or if somebody's going to possibly try to jump by him there. But it looks like the 4 is going to latch onto him here, and going to try to see if he can make something happen with those two on the top side. So we're right on board with the 4 here as he's behind that 53. So he just isn't quite getting to his bumper yet. However, it looks like he's starting to finally get that push he's needing to make that charge and see if we can get that top side working. It's kind of weird to think, but these cars, the turns are actually where you feel the most comfortable in these cars, because on the straightaways and then in the trioval, just they really want to wander, and so it's really tricky to try to make sure you stay lined up well with those cars in front of you. Just the way that the drag and the downforce and everything like that, they kind of just squat really well when they're in the turns. But yeah, when you're on the when you're on the straightaways and the trioval, it's definitely a little trickier to get them to stay put where you want them to be. So it looks like the 53 is giving him a little bit of room here. It hasn't got to his bumper yet, but yeah. So right now the bottom line is definitely lining up pretty well. As they say that there's a third line forming here with the 66 car. That's Mike Morrison. He's got help from the 11 of Ken Worley, so we'll see if they're able to make that happen. Say that 11 we saw earlier, he's a really good pusher. He was really making it happen there. But at this point, I say there isn't the help he needs, so he's going to drop back to the middle here. It's going to hang the 66 out, unfortunately. But at this point, I say we'll keep an eye and see if that forms again later on during this race. Jump back up front here with the 88 car. So it's still kind of holding steady at the moment. So again, if you've got Ryan Kelly behind you, you're feeling pretty good, because again, he's been a really good pusher for these guys. Whoever's been in front of him. So that's definitely a car you're going to want to try to be around towards the end of the race, should you be in that position. We're on lap 34 of 77, so we've got 44 to go. We've had 3 cautions for 11 laps so far. But these guys have definitely been dicing, and it's just one of those things. Like some of those cautions, the 3 wide, just the push went wrong earlier on, which unfortunately involved Charles Johnson. And then when they were already 3 wide and they came up in that lap car without the draft, it's just too much of a run on them to do anything about it. And you can make 4 wide work, but just everybody's got to be pretty tight on each other to make it happen safely. So just wasn't able to happen there, unfortunately, and that's where that last big wreck was kind of due to. But right now they're holding pretty steady on the 2x2. I say right now that it's like the top 15 are on the lead lap here. Say that 76 is kind of sticking with that strategy. If I'm gonna kind of ride here, let things happen, and then make my charge later on, most likely. So again, I mean we're not even at the halfway point yet of this race, so it's definitely not a bad strategy to take. It's probably one I would be thinking about doing as well myself. And there are a fair number of cars though, a lap down from 16th to 21st. Right now it looks like Mitchell Wilkes in the 98 is the first car one lap down. So we'll try to jump over to him here, see where he is in this pack. And then the next one upboard is the 24 and the 071. So right now they're a little bit behind where they would need to be to get around him, but just depends on where the draft is. You see the 24 right now, he's getting a good run here. So he's gonna get probably to the side of the 98 soon, depending on how the lines, kind of how they progress during this run here. So it's one of those things that you got the kind of the multiple battles in the race here for the lead, for the lucky dog, and then of course just the strategy, be it fuel or just trying to keep your car clean to the end of the race there. I'll say we'll hop on board with that 76 that's running on cruise control here, so you can kind of just keep an eye on what he's looking at, which is right now he's just keeping that just a couple tenths of a second gap that where he can react should anything happen. I think that's probably how he was able to get around that last incident as well. So I'm trying to got a four-legged guest announcer here that's trying to be part of everything, but I'm trying to keep him off my desk. So apologies if I sound a little distracted at some points. But yeah, I'll say so. Right now, though, the 76 is just trying to hang on to basically the tail end of the draft, just keep enough of a distance to stay safe, but also at the same time not lose the draft. Of course, that's the critical part, because should he lose his momentum just a little bit, he's got no help behind him, and that's where those guys can actually really sneak away from him. So there you are. All right, kitty cat. So yeah, so let's go back up front here with the leader, though. Say we'll take a look from his right rear. So you can see he's just got his hands full still with those guys all around him. But again, the steady thing you see every time is, it seems like if you're leading, there's a good chance you've got the 13 that's working with you. So again, Ryan Kelly's going to be one that you want to have trying to push you there if you want to try to make this win happen. Should you both be, I should say, in that position towards the end of the race here. So the four is giving the 53 right now a really good push here. Got him back up to them, so now it's just whether or not they can hang on to it. Because it seems like they're able to make a little bit of a charge, and they kind of come back, and almost just like a bit of a slinky in a way, where it's like you kind of pull them together, and then they all stretch back out, and they pull them together, and so right now you can see the 53 is kind of falling back again a little bit to the 13 car. But as I say that, you see he gets that good momentum there, gets the push from the 4. And right now, entering 1, he's right there again, side by side with that 88 car. So these guys are, as I say that, 53 gets a little bit tight to the door of the 88 car. And that's where you have to be really careful with these things. Again, it's easy to really kind of just wiggle a little bit side by side, just make that one slightly wrong move, and just from there, it's just usually just kind of chaos from at that point on. So they saw the 24 looks like jumped to the top again a little bit, but looks like he might be dropping to the back. Say we've only gone about 13 or so laps on this run, so fuel stop should still be a little ways away. So say again, I unfortunately don't have the field numbers on offhand, but yeah, we'll kind of keep an eye on that as well. So we are on lap 40 of 77, so there are 38 to go here. We've had 3 cautions for 11 laps. So you can see the leaders now are catching up on the lap car of the 25, and that is Cody Cox. So they're going to have to try to figure out how to negotiate around him. I say right now they're still 2x2, so they should be pretty safe there. They just got to be careful once they get to him. Usually the normal etiquette's for the lap car to stay to the top side, and they'll all go low, but sometimes we'll see, I've seen in some races where, especially like if they're a 3x3, some of those guys will actually just drop all the way to the apron as well. So there's definitely a lot of potential to say. The problem is if you do that, you have to really make sure you're being careful and not go overshoot the turn a little bit and wash back up onto the track. So as you see right there, 25 staying all the way up against the wall here. It's going to let the leaders there take the middle and bottom grooves. So that's kind of textbook of what you want to do if you're a lap down here at Talladega. So again, you can see in this view right there that you got that 76 car. He's just kind of just hanging out. Just staying in the draft, but not too close to anything. That way he's got room in case something should happen here. But right now you say he's still got the 88 there with the 13 right on him, then the 83 behind. So say it's pretty much, as I think these guys are right now, are just kind of positioning themselves for should something later on the run, just try to position themselves to be in the best position to for pit stops and to be where they need to be come the end of the race. So I've got my apologies, and my four-legged one's wanting a lot of attention here, so I might have got him settled here to stay with me. So I mentioned that 76 car. I'm a little afraid he may have fallen too far off the back here. We'll keep an eye to see with the intervals. Now it looks like he was able to say with those couple cars going to the top side, that's actually going to be able to drag him back into the draft. I was a little worried he fell too far off there. That's a big risk for kind of trying to run by yourself and stay out of that draft, as you see that car warp a little bit back towards him, which is also something to be careful about in these big packs right now at the plate races. So, but right now I say he's still holding on to the draft. I say he's a little further back than I'd feel comfortable if I was in that position. So we'll see should anything change. I mean, right now he does have that car right in front of him. I think that was the 25 that we just mentioned a second ago here. So he's kind of hanging on to him, but again, if should either of them, so actually I think I just saw 3 wide there. Let's jump over here. There you go. You got the 14, the 11, the 66. So they're running 3 wide here. And I'll say not any help though for the 66 up top, so I don't think he's going to go too much of anywhere at this point in the race. Say we're at 35 to go, coming to 34 to go as they cross the start-finish line here. Let's see, and while we're doing this, let's go ahead and go the best we can at least. Let's go through the field and see where your favorite drivers are. We've got, start with the 88, of course, of Gabe Butler. He is leading at the moment. He started in the second position. Currently running first, has led 19 laps so far. Behind him, as we mentioned, he's been a really good pusher, the 13 of Ryan Kelly. He started on the pole, was able to win that Regal Pull Award. Will be $10 richer towards iRacing or just his own PayPal account. On the outside of him, you've got the 53 of Jared Duda. Started 16th position up to 3rd, so he's made a really good charge here. He's led 9 laps already. Just inside of him right now, you've got Jack Walls in the 83. He started in the 17th position up to 4th. He's also been able to lead 5 laps, so these guys have been towards the front. We've seen the 4. He's been up front earlier. That's Timothy Wright. He started in the 24th position up to 5th. So you can see a lot of these guys have been up there at some point in the race. Brendan Jenkins started in the 10th position. He's up to 6th. So we got the 47 right behind him. That is Matthew Johnson. So he started 29th, and he's currently running in the 7th position. So as they jockey around, so I catch that 23 car. And that is John Mullins. Started 8th, currently 3rd. Right behind him is the 21. And 21 is Roy Wheeler. So he started in the 27th position. He's up to 9th. So just kind of trying to, I think, just hang on to the group right now and make his charge when it's time to go there. And we got the 02 here. That's David Overstreet. Started 9th, currently 10th. Say plus minus obviously a few spots because it always kind of cycles as they cross the start-finish line. So we've got the 98 there, Mitchell Wilkes. So he's currently, unfortunately, 1 lap down. He's up. As I said, there's trouble. There's the 053 going around. See if these guys are able to get around. There's a couple cars involved. So you see the 053. Oh, he's got to be careful there. I think that's the 25 that was involved. Nope, not the 25. The 24, I'm sorry. The wrong car number. He's missing his whole front end there. So let's go back and take a look. As we were going through the field there, incident happened. So see the 053 right there. I'm wondering, not sure what happened there actually. Let's go to the 053. Let's try to get a good angle here. Let's go with this guy. He moves to the top. I'm not sure. Something must have happened there. As I saw the fire coming out the tailpipes too. So I don't see the 11 got hit there as well. So it looks like his 76 was able. So it looks like his plan actually worked pretty well there. He was able to get by. So there's the 11 on the inside wall. And there's a 24 as well. See, those were the. So yeah, I'm not sure. Something must have happened to the 053. I'm not sure, unfortunately, what it was though. But so that definitely caught up a bunch of handful of cars there. So say pace car is back out here. We're on lap 47 of 77. So when they cross the line here, we'll be at 30 to go. And they were on lap 21 of 22, 21 or 22 or so of that run. So it's definitely possible they'll be right at the edge of their fuel window again. I'm not sure exactly how many laps it may be, but yeah, it's so like I say, I think you're gonna see everybody in here. Definitely fill it up with fuel. I think there's gonna be a lot of strategy between 2 tires, 4 tires, and zero. Probably just depends on where they are on track. And then for the lucky dog position, I think it might go to the 98 here. So we'll ride on board though with the leader and keep an eye on his pit stop and see how he comes out in relation to those around him. Say, oh, you see right there, the 13 overshot his pit just a little bit, but that's always enough to cost you a spot or two because just, oh, you see right there, 88's already up and away. There's the 13, there's the 53. So I'm going to say those, yeah, those guys definitely look like they just took fuel only there. Looks like about the top four or so are probably in that same boat. So definitely going to have a mixed bag here between 2 tires versus four and zero also. As we are going to restart with probably around 27 or 28 to go. And saying this looks like the 38 here of Reynaldo Marrero. Looks like he's going to be the lucky dog there. So that's going to put him back on the lead lap. And that's going to put now 19. Well, actually, I should say, I think that's going to put 15 cars on the lead lap here. Once he cycles all the way through, we have a handful of drivers that have not pitted or that are in that wave around position right now. So we'll see. So we're going to keep an eye on these guys as they cycle through and see if they're going to decide to pit or not for fuel or take the wave around. So I'll say, well, although I see some damage on them, so they may need to get damage repaired as well. So we'll take a break while we're waiting to check on that, but I'll make sure I'm back on the one to go, and we'll see where everybody cycles through here. Alright, we are back. We got the one to go. So I got an update from one of our drivers there, which was the number 6 of Bud Steele. So he actually got knocked over the wall and landed in his pit box. And he had his quick fix off at the time, and so unfortunately he just had no opportunity, obviously, to check that fast repair during his flight. So say this that's what happened to our 6 of Bud Steele. So um, definitely not a good situation there and for him. I say the other thing I noticed was the 88. Let me say he's in the back here of Gabe Butler. I'm not sure, he may have been caught speeding, or I'm not sure, but say so he decided to top off here on the one to go. So I'm curious if what the fuel number is, if they're in good shape or not, or maybe it's still going to be kind of tight there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as well for some of these drivers. However, so I saw that the 80 of Diego Vasquez, he went ahead and he took the wave around there, so that's gonna put him now back on the lead lap. However, he's got 20 laps on his tires and fuel, so he's gonna be hoping for a yellow here to get him back on sequence and be able to make it to the green or make it to the end there. So we'll say, however, pace car is about to pull off here. It's gonna put it into the hands of the 51 of Jared Duda. So you've got the 13 Ryan Kelly, Brendan Jenkins in the 808, and Matthew Johnston in the 47 car. Those are your top 4 here at the start. So I said we'll keep an eye. So you see a few new faces that are kind of moving their way now towards the front there. You got the 14 of Michael Spell. He's decided to join the party. It looks like Jim Brooks is ready to play as well. So we'll see what their strategy is. The green flag is out. So that's going to put the 53. He's got a good start there. He's got the 808 right behind him. So we'll see. I say now you got Ryan Kelly. He's in the leading position. So we'll see if he's able to make something happen as the front car, or if he's going to need to try to drop in behind somebody and get another tow like he has been before. So as I say that, you can see already they're working on trying to. Ooh, 808 makes a big move there right across the nose of the 83. And I say 13 gets a good push here, and the 53's kind of got hung out there. So we're going to see what they're able to do here as they enter turn 3. So it looks like 13's going to clear. He's got the 47 helping. 13's going to go all the way to the bottom. Say 808 is with him now on the bottom. So unfortunately, the 47 did not have anywhere to go to follow through. Ooh, close call. Oh, I see the 7 going around there. So he's also caught the 88. It says caution will be out here. So those two have a fair bit of damage. And we mentioned this, it looks like the 24 was in it as well. We mentioned that 80, hoping for that timely caution to try to get a lap back, and say that worked actually perfectly for him. So that was a strategy call, and the strategy paid out. Say it's risk versus reward there. So definitely worked there. So let's go back and take a look though to see what happened here. So it involved the 7. So let's go ahead and go over to the 7 car. Say it looked like they were getting pretty dicey up there. Let's take a look. Oh, it looks like he just catches the wall and just tries to save it. Unfortunately, there's nothing he can do. Oh, you can see that's where he hooks the 24, catches the 88 as well. Just nowhere for them to go. A really good job for those drivers around the 24 to get around him here. Able to sneak through that. But yeah, so that's unfortunate for some of those guys, just kind of innocent bystanders there. So we'll take a look now and see. I think the 071 Eric Laurie may be in the lucky dog position. Right now it's where it's showing him, yeah, ahead of the 25. Just depends. So he's got a little bit of rear end damage. Not sure if that was from a previous incident or not. So we'll see once they get to the start finish line who the wave around car is. But on track it looks like it should be the 071 of Eric Laurie. But we saw earlier though the 76 was able to get it, even though he was actually like I think the 3rd or 4th car 1 lap down. Just he was the only one that wasn't involved in the incident. So we'll wait for things to cycle through here. Ryan Kelly was able to get to the lead, able to sneak around that 53 car, and say they were definitely scrapping there, even though there's still 26 to go, 25 here as we cross the line. Yeah, they were definitely scrapping for that position there. So it looks like a couple of cars of John Mullins, Ronaldo Marrero, Diego Vasquez, as I mentioned, and Gabe Butler are back in the pits here. And we'll see now who our lucky dog is. So it looks like someone's making his way up and around there. I couldn't quite tell which car it was. Didn't look like the 071, however. That looks like the 25 card to me, and it is. That's Cody Cox. He's going to get the wave around. Unfortunately, I think, like I mentioned with that damage on the 071, I'm guessing there was something that he may or may not have been involved with, and that might be what cost him the that chance there. So that's going to put the 25 back on the lead lap here, and I believe that's going to put 16 of the cars remaining in the race on the lead lap. Of saying the cars that are still one lap down are the 071, the 98, and the 24. They're all one lap down at the moment, as well as the 7 of Robert Richards, who may have had to take a tow for his damage there. I'm not sure. So unfortunately, he's going to be at least one lap down once he's able to get back on track here. So we'll hop back over to the leader in the 13 car. I'll say while we're under break again, I'll step away for just a moment to say we'll keep an eye on the cars and the drivers, and then I'll catch you again here in just a moment. Alright, we are back here with Green White Checkered TV here with the Area 51 Racing League for the June Pugh Memorial Race at Talladega. So we are on lap 55 of 77. We're going to be going to green with 22 laps to go. There have been 5 cautions for 19 laps. So I'll pull up the race summary here. Don't know how accurate it's going to be because I had to close and reopen it. However, have been at least 14 lead changes for 14 lead changes. So I say they've definitely been dicing it up here. Okay, maybe do your headphones if needed. Just alright, so pace car is in 3 and 4. So again, we got right now Ryan Kelly's leading, Brandon Jenkins in the 2nd position, Jared Duda is 3rd, Jack Walls is 4th, and around the top 5 is Matthew Johnson in the 47 car. So we're going to see what their plans are here. So still plenty of time to go. I mean, 22 laps here. I say it's probably pretty close to a fuel run. I think they can make it from here to the end. Not positive, but feel pretty confident on it just by the amount of drivers that stayed out here. Green-white checkers, of course, could come into play here. They have 3 that they can do should they need to. So, however, we're going to keep an eye on the leaders here as they come through the tri-oval and get to the start-finish line. That's going to put it into the hands of the 13 and the 808 on the front row here. So green flag is out. So you got Jared Duda pushing the 13 car really well there. So let's see if they can try to get that bottom line going right off the bat. So you got Jack Walls in the 83 trying to give the 808 a shove. But right now that bottom line's definitely moving right now. So you can see the 13's already cleared. Looks like the 53 is already cleared as well. And the 47 is going to try to join as well. And you see the 83 actually dropped low there to get below the 808 car. So they kind of, I say 808 kind of in the wrong spot, unfortunately. He just didn't have the help he needed, and they all kind of just ditched him at that point. So he's got a lot of ground to make back up here. So you can see right now they're starting to get a little bit dicey there. So you saw the 14 try to make the top side happen. 83 popped up right in front of him as well. That's going to open the door for that 0-2 now. Or sorry, the 0-3 I believe it was. So I'm trying to catch the car number there. And I think that was the 0-2. So that's going to move him now to the bottom side. So you can put him around the 4th or 5th position there. So that was a big jump for him. I think he restarted around the 10th position. So that was a really good restart lap for him. I'm going to move him right into the top 5 here. As I say, the 47 is going to try to be the one to lead this top group here. So they're starting to really dice it up a little bit already as things get cycled through here. Say Ryan Kelly's still leading. Oh, as I said, he gets hooked by the 53. So coming across the track. 18 takes a shot from the 66. The 4 is involved. Looks like the 071 may have been involved again. So I think that was unfortunate. Just another push gone wrong there. Nothing intentional. Just try to give him a push. Looks like the 53 is all right there after that one. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened there. Caution is out. I think just probably the 53 just was not square. So we'll write on board and see if we can take a look here. You can see he's trying to get centered with the 13 car to give him that push here. And you see he's a little bit staggered to the right, and there's just enough to send him around there. And then just from there, so just a lot of everybody just had to try to take evasive action, try to find their way around that 13 car. So a few of them involved. So we'll go ahead and take a look from the 13's perspective and see what he was able to do there. So there's really nothing he could do, unfortunately. He was just along for the ride at that point. I don't think there's any intention either. It's just unfortunately just got hooked. You see right there, I think he just tried to push him a little bit too much. It was on the right rear. It comes across the nose of the 47. Actually stays against the wall really well. Oh, you see the 18 catches him. That's where the 4 was involved as well. There's the 66. So the 80 tries to get stopped, still catches a little bit of nose damage. The 21 was involved as well. So I thought I knew I saw somebody else in there. Let's take a look, see what happened to him. So I think he just had the 4 right on his back bumper, just nowhere nowhere for them to go once everything started happening here. So he tries to get down. Yeah, it gets tagged in the back by the 4. Just clears the 98 and the 76. So they barely squeak through there. So he's got a little bit of rear damage. So I don't know if he catches the inside wall. Definitely looks like he did there. Oh yeah, definitely caught the inside wall. So he's going to have a fair bit of damage as well in that 21 car. So yeah, it's definitely a big one there. And again, just the way these cars are, just if you don't get them quite lined up correctly, it does not go well. So it's gonna put let's see, the 83 here. Looks like the 83 is now showing as the leader. So I try and take a look. It's like the 21 is in the pits, the 80 is in the pits. So I try and check on the 53. It's like the 53 went ahead and made a pit stop there as well for himself. Maybe had a little bit of damage from the incident. I'm not sure. Trying to see who all pitted there. So let's actually go through here and take a look here. So we've got the 53, the 02, the 47. I kind of figured the 47 one. It looked like he had some damage there from that incident. We got the 13, the 4. And then we've also got the 80 of Diego Vazquez. I think he also had some nose damage from that incident. And so I think the lucky dog that time was the 98 here, I believe, of Mitchell Wilkes. Let me double check here. So it looks like he got waved around. He got waved around. So if Roy Wheeler's able to get his damage repaired here shortly. Actually, unfortunately, I think he may have retired. It's looking like. Let's get back over that 98 car. So you can see the 98's close back up to the field here. So yeah, it looks like we're going to have 15 cars in the lead lap. Looks like the 21 may have retired, unfortunately, from that incident, from the damage. So that's going to, at the moment, put the 83 now. Jack Wall's in the lead. Let's say right now we're at 19 to go. Going to come across the line here with 18 to go. So we'll probably restart with about 16 or 17. I don't think we're going to get the 1 to go this time. So once again, I'll step away here during the break, and then I'll rejoin you guys as soon as we get back to the 1 to go here. Alright, lights are off on the pace truck. So we got Jack Walls on the front row. I say we got Reynaldo Marrero in the second position. I say same thing. I think we're starting to get a few new faces there towards the front of the field here, through a little bit of attrition and also through different strategies here. And then we got the 14 of Michael Spell. He's now up into the third position. Say Gabe Butler's worked his way back up now into the fourth position. And so we mentioned him earlier, being up front, then kind of falling back, either through pit decision or possibly speeding penalty. I'm not sure on that front. And then we got the 76 of Jim Brooks. He's now up into the sixth position. So yeah, so we got a few new faces up here. So we're gonna see how they're able to do. Say a little bit. It's always one of those things where they haven't been too aggressive probably during this race, so now they're going to definitely have to ramp things up as well. We're on lap 61 of 77. Once we get to the start-finish line, there's going to be 16 to go here at Talladega of the 77 lap race. Again, this is the June Pugh Memorial Race on Area 51 Racing League, and saying thank you for joining us here at Green White Checkered TV. So it looks like pace car is heading in here, so it's going to leave the field into the hands of the 83 and the 38. I'm going to see what these guys are able to do on this restart here. Alright, so coming around the tri-oval, it's like green flag is out, so you can see the 83 got a really good start there. However, he's kind of snuck away from the field a little bit there. He's got to make sure he doesn't get too big of a run, because he's got no help behind him at the moment, which is going to really help that 38 car. However, that 14 starting to close back up onto the 38 here of Jack Wallace, hopefully give him a bit of a shove here. But right now the 80 and the 38 are hooked up pretty well together. Same thing with the 53 and the 76. But say at this point right now, it looks like they're going to stay 2 by 2. But right now the 38's got a bit of a nose ahead. Just not enough yet to clear the 83 of Jack Walls. So I say that, so you see the 88 thought about maybe trying to make the top side work, but now you see the 47. He's gone 3 wide here. Say, but he just has no help at the moment, so there's not much he can do at this point in the race. So he's going to have to try to see if he can either regroup or get a friend to join him there. As I say that, it looks like the 76 is moving to the top, but the 53 is going to sneak on through there. I'm just going to see if he can squeeze in right behind the 53, able to sneak in there right in front of the 071 of Eric Laurie. So say that's going to move the 53 to the third car in line on the top side here. But up front, though, still the 83 right now of Jack Walls. He's kind of leading the field, but again, that 38 is starting to get a little bit of momentum. He's getting a really good push there, actually, from the 88 here. So we're going to keep an eye as they're starting to dice around a little bit in the back. 38's able to clear him, so that's going to put the 38 now in the lead, protect that bottom side right off the bat. So we're going to see Jack wanted to try to make the top work, couldn't do it there. So right now you got the 88 of Gabe Butler. He's going to now try to see if he can make the middle top side happen. He's got the 53, who's been a pretty strong pusher there, of Jared Duda. See if he can maybe push that 88 back to the front as well. And you've got Jim Brooks right behind them now as the third car on that top side. And so right now you've got two pretty even lines of cars right here. There's a few more on the bottom side, but there's only so many you can have before it kind of evens out there. So right now the 88's got a pretty good push here from the 53. He's going to have the momentum on the backstretch there. So you can see he's starting to just nose ahead here. You can see they're catching up on a lapper here. I think that's Bud Steele. So I'm sure same thing. You'll see Bud run all the way up against the wall once they get to him. Right now they aren't running 3 wide, so we should be pretty safe here. So there's one car looking high, but he doesn't have any help at the moment, so I don't think that's going to play a role in this one. So they're coming around the tri-oval here. We'll be coming to 13 to go. So it looks like at the line, the 88 just edged the 38 there, so that's going to put Gabe Butler in the lead for that lap. He's still trying to see if he can clear the 38, though, of Reynaldo Marrero. Just hasn't quite got enough yet. However, we'll see how the exit goes here. If the 53 is able to kind of hook up onto the back, but right now they're pretty even down the backstretch. So you got the 38, the 83, and the 80 and the 53 trying to see what they can do together. So you see the 87, or sorry, the 47 trying to make that topside happen. Just doesn't have any help yet here. So you got 98's thinking about it. So we'll see if they can maybe tandem up together. But right there, you see Jack Walls, he was able to get a little bit of a gap around the 88. He's going to jump back to the top here now, and he's going to see if he can get pushed by the 88 car and get back in front of the 38. So he's already got him clear entering turn 1. He's going to take that spot right away, drop that to the bottom, and take the lead here again entering turn 1. So that's going to put, again, Gabe Butler now in the second position. Oh, man. So that's going to put him as the leader of the top line. Say 53's got a pretty good push on him here. So you got to be careful. That 38 was right on that quarter panel of the 83. Make sure you don't push him in the wrong spot. 53 and the 88 might just, oh my goodness, that 53 had maybe an inch to spare in front of the 83, but he cleared himself there. So that's going to put the 88 of Jack Walls now to the, 83 of Jack Walls to the third position. That's putting Gabe Butler in first, and then the 53 of Jared Duda to second. And as I say that, he's now taking the lead again. And here comes that top side. We talked about the 3 wide, and the top line's working. So right now you've got the 0-2 with the 47 pushing him. And so right now we're 3 by 3 for the pretty much for the first 2 rows here. So this is where everybody's got to be real careful. As I say that, they're getting squirrely. They're able to keep it straight though, so I think they're going to get away with it. But that was a moment right there for those guys on the backstretch. So right now 53 is kind of in a good spot here. So he's leading the way. It looks like he's going to try to stay kind of in that middle groove right now. But as I say that, the 88 and the 38 get a really good run here on the bottom. And they're going to try to make that charge again and say we're going to be coming here to 10 to go this time by. So there's going to be 10 laps remaining in this race. And we're pretty much back to double file. That 3 wide did work for a little bit there with the 0-2 leading that top side. Just didn't stay long enough, unfortunately, for him. But definitely, definitely picked up the excitement there. As I say that, so right now you've got Jack Walls trying to see if he can push Jared Duda back to the front on the top side. On the bottom, you have Reynaldo Marrero and Gabe Butler on the inside trying to see what they can do. Say a little bit of movement there. That's where you have to be real careful. Right now, these guys are actually pretty even as they run at the moment. Everybody's pretty much 2 by 2. That 0-2 really wants to try to make that top side happen. He's just trying to see if he can get help again. Just doesn't have the run yet. But I would not be surprised to see that 0-2 car make another charge here in the coming laps. So right now the 53's got a bit of a nose ahead. Not by much by any means. But just enough. I mean, that's all he's going to want to have once we get to these closing laps. So he has cleared the 88. We'll see. It looks like right now he's actually liking that middle line right now. And that's kind of where I think that's the place to be, is if you can run that middle, you can get the exit on the bottom line, and you can usually stretch your lead out just that little bit. Of course, it leaves you a little bit susceptible in case they kind of come off the bottom line and give you a bit of a shot there. So, and I mentioned that 0-2 car. Looks like he's making another charge here, 3 wide. So you can see him there just a little out of the frame there up top. He's got a little bit of help there. I think that's the 25. So we'll double check as they get around here. I think, but I want to say that's who it is. So I'm trying to check the car number. Yeah, Cody Cox. Now you got the 98 as well up there with them. So we're going to see if they can make that top line work again. And we're going to see if anybody wants to try to jump in front of that top line and make something happen. But right now it looks like the guys in the middle lane are pretty content to stay where they are at the moment. So we've got 8 to go here. So you got to be careful. They wash up a little bit. So again, this is where it starts getting pretty tight here. You see the 83 kind of squirming around a bit on the backstretch, trying to decide, I think, where to go. If he wants to stay middle, stay top. As I say that, he gets clear of the 38, gets to the bottom. Clear of the 88, gets to the bottom. 53 does the same. So now Jim Brooks leading the middle line, but you can see there's only 3 cars in that line now. So he's going to need some help. And as I say that, here right off the bat, there goes the 88, there goes the 38. They're going to try to make this middle line happen. It even looks like they might try the top side here. Right now, just with everybody jockeying around for position, it's just, at this point, it's anyone's race. Because they just can't stay kind of lined up the way they need to be for too long for anything to happen. So, like you see right now, the inside line's only got 4 cars in it, whereas the middle's got 5 to 6, and you got the 0-2 trying to charge back up here. So, it's definitely going to be advantage, I feel like, to the middle lane at this point in the race here. As we're approaching 6 to go once they cross the start-finish line here. So right now you've got Jared Duda leading with Gabe Butler right to his outside. Jack Walls in the 3rd position. Reynaldo Marrero in the 4th position. And then you have the 14 of Michael Spell in the 5th spot. We have mentioned the 808 for a little bit there. Brendan Jenkins, he's starting to make a charge back on the bottom as well here. Jim Brooks is leaving a bit of a gap to those guys in front of him, which is going to hurt that topside's momentum. So they're going to really want him to kind of grab back to the bumper of that 38 car to to help that top line go. Because right now it's pretty much 6 cars each, or I should say 5 cars each on each line. So this should be pretty even with these guys. Let's say there's a few a little further back here that may have fallen off. They're going to try to get group back together and see if they can grab this draft again. But right now, yeah, you can see right there, you've got 5 by 5 cars in each lane, 2 by 2 here. You're going to see where they need to go to make this happen. Right now, to me, it looks like the bottom line is definitely grouped up a little bit stronger than the top side is here. And so that's something that can definitely play a role in the way this race outcome plays into it. So say that the 14 got really squirrely there, and that's cost that top side or the bottom side a little bit of momentum. The 88 has cleared. He's going to drop to the bottom. That's going to leave now the 38 up top. 76 is thinking about maybe making it 3 wide. He decides to stay in the middle here. He's going to stay behind that 38 car and see where he can go. But as soon as he does that, though, 53 says, I don't want to follow you. I'm going to go back to the front. So right now, pretty much it seems like the 88's the pusher. Or sorry, the 38's the pusher. He's just pushing whichever car pops back out in front of him when they lose that momentum from the second place car, dropping back to the bottom. And we talked about Ryan Kelly earlier. He's making his charge here again on the outside. He's got help from that 02. We know he wants to run that third line, see if he can make something happen here. Say we're at 5 to go now, coming to 4 as we cross the line. Say right now we got 2 by 2 for the first 2 rows, and then from there it's 3 wide. Say, but Ryan Kelly's trying to get as much of a push as he can from the 13, and they are drafting really well together, even just with the 2 of them. So this is definitely going to mix things up, even just that little extra bit. You see the 76 washes up a little bit. He's okay though. But you definitely have to be careful when you're 3 by 3 here. So it's really easy to drift up just a little bit, get hooked, and that's going to be a lot of torn up race cars. But right now they're still keeping it clean and green. Say 88 still got just a bit of a nudge in front with the 83 pushing him there. Unfortunately, Jared Duda hasn't got the push he needs from the 38. I think that middle line's only got the 3 cars now versus the 5 on the bottom and the 3 and the 2 up top, so they just need to get reestablished here. But right now they don't have the numbers that they need, so we're going to see if they're able to regroup here. But I think what you're going to see is once we get closer to the end, if there's enough of a gap, you're going to see that 83 probably. Jack Wallace try to jump to the top and see if he can make something happen around that 88 of Gabe Butler. Yeah, so you can see right there the third line's kind of fizzled out again, so now we're back to the 5 cars on each lane. So you see the 14 maybe peeking about it. He's thinking about it. He hasn't gone for it yet, but he's been thinking to see where he wants to go. But right now they're staying 2 by 2. There you go, the 02 again, 13. They're going to try to make this third line work. They just haven't had the help that they need, and nobody's wanted to kind of jump up and lead that group either. So right now, as I say that, the 14 now, he's gone to the middle line as we mentioned. He looked like he wanted to. So he's got the 53 pushing him now through the tri-oval. Looks like that time by 14's got the lead. He's staying in the middle though. The 53 wants to stay up top here, see if he can pick up that 02 and the 13. We've got 2 to go here at Talladega. I'd say 3 by 3 for the lead. You've got Gabe Butler on the bottom. You've got the 14 of Michael Spell on the middle, and then you've got Jared Duda on the top. So again, a little bit of getting squirrely. These guys are trying to stagger themselves to be able to push as hard as they can here. That's where they got to be careful. Say if they can make it to the white flag without an incident, say we will race back if there's a crash on the white flag lap though. But right now these guys are definitely putting on a show. We got the 88 still is able to kind of make that bottom work. He's got enough help. So the 14 is going to be really rooting for that 38 to give him a big shot here down the backstretch, because right now they don't have the run that they're looking for yet as we take the white flag here. So this is the last lap here at Talladega. Right now we've got Gabe Butler in the lead. Jack Walls is in second, pushing him. In the third position is Michael Spell. Oh, a little bit of contact between the 13 to 53. They keep it together though. That's going to cost a little bit of momentum again for that top line, I feel like. And so right now that 38 needs to be all over the back bumper of the 14, the 83 needs to be 38 needs to be all over the back bumper of the 14 as they come through 3 and 4. And right now, though, the 88's in a prime position for hanging on to this one. He's got Jack Walls behind him. Oh, the 76 gets a little bit of a hip check there from the 53. I just don't think 83's got anywhere to go. So right now it's going to be just who gets the push here through the start finish line, which I think at this point Gabe Butler's looking good here as they come across start finish line. It's going to be the 88, the 83, and the 14, I believe, are going to be your top three. So the winner is Gabe Butler in the 88 car, Jack Walls in the second position, and then Michael Spell's able to get into the third spot there. So that was a really exciting finish for those guys. They were 3x3 for, I don't know, it felt like 10 laps there at the end. So, but Gabe Butler was able to recover from that earlier incident that we mentioned and pull off the win here. So let's see if we can go ahead and pull up some of our drivers here and have a chat with them about their race tonight. So we're going to start off with Michael Spell. So let me get over to his car here. He was in the 14. So here's the 14 of Michael Spell. Say grab the number 14 car. Hold on. Is my microphone not working? Uh-oh. That wouldn't help me. Testing, testing. No, I'm not seeing my light up. Oh, that's not good. Hello, hello. Shoot. Oh, this whole time I haven't been talking? Let me double check on this guy. Microphone, microphone. No, it's working here. It's not working on Discord. Alright, I'm sorry about that, guys. Let me see what's going on here.
I gotta watch.
See. Alright, you got me now, Michael?
Yes, I do.
Alright, so Michael Spell in the third position. Say my mic stopped working there in Discord for a little bit. I was a little worried if it wasn't working at all. That was some intense racing there on those. I felt like 10 laps there where you guys were just 3x3 the whole time, and whoever was getting the run there would then just kind of go from the middle to the bottom, and then just kind of kept cycling through there. Say, take us through what you were seeing in the driver's seat there.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I just, I thought I was just gonna finish on the inside there. I didn't think I was gonna get a hole there, and then I finally got one. And Gabe's just hard to beat. I mean, he never slips up. I mean, he never makes a mistake, and that's what it's gonna take for me to get by him. But yeah, that was that was a lot of fun and pretty intense.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch you guys there. Definitely put on a show for everybody that was watching tonight. So, did you have any kind of strategy as you were going through the run there, or was it kind of just at that point, just once the cautions kind of finished up and you had to do that last charge to the end, just get everything you could?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little disappointed that I was starting on the inside on that last run, and I was just my plan was I was just going to stay behind Jack and try to push him to the win, and then everything started, cycling around and moving around a little bit crazy. So um, I thought I was just going to be stuck on the inside and finish behind whoever was in front of me, but that hole opened up. So yeah, but my strategy was to push Jack to the win.
So you guys, so you had a really good run there tonight. So I want to give you an opportunity for your finish tonight. Any thanks and shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, shout out to my dad. He watches all my races, so shout out to him and to Area 51. Charles and all the guys. We put in a lot of work on this thing, and it.
Yeah, so you guys have been putting on good shows. I've definitely enjoyed being a part of now. Sometimes racing, sometimes broadcasting. So, say appreciate a really good run there, Michael, getting that third spot. So we're gonna try to pull up the second place finisher though, Jack Walls.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
All right, grab the 83 of Jack Walls. Say just one spot short. Looked like you just couldn't get the push you needed there at the end, unfortunately. But as a whole, though, still a really good run for you in that 83 car. But just yeah, take us through your evening there.
No, it was pretty uneventful for the most part. I was starting to fall asleep during those caution laps. But I just took it easy, just waited for openings if there was any. I didn't see anything on those last two laps without maybe pressing the issue with the guys on my outside. So I just stayed where I was and pushed Gabe and my car was overheating there those last two laps. My gauge was flashing red, so I'd have to back off a little bit. But luckily, I was able to stay right on his tail at the end and come in second.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was watching something different. And I say, obviously, you have caution lots. There's only so much you can do, but I felt like those last 10 laps, though, you guys were pretty much 3 by 3, and just see who could get the momentum from the bottom to the top, and then get someone to push you up top. And so it's kind of like leapfrog. It felt like from the booth, at least. You guys are putting on a really good show. I was enjoying watching that one.
Well, I'm glad to see that. I was just paying attention to what was in front of me, so I don't know about anything being three wide or nothing.
Well, I say you had a really good run tonight. I say finishing second. I want to give you the opportunity, though. Any thanks and shout outs you'd like to give for your finish tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to, of course, thank the league and Charles and everything he does, and of course, my condolences to him and his family. I know what he's going through. I lost my mother last July, so it's a tough time, and I just was sorry to hear the bad.
Yeah, so you guys put a good show on, so I'm sure Charles appreciated that. And like you said, though, yeah, it's definitely a tough one. So like you said, our thoughts are definitely with Charles and his family and everybody. So, but yeah, I want to congratulate you again on your good finish, and we'll catch you again soon.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a good night.
All right, we're catching up here with the winner. Say didn't get the pole by 1/1000th of a second. So does getting the win make up for that one?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'll take the win over the pole any day.
Say, take us through those. I say, I know you were up front earlier in the race. And I don't know if it was a pit penalty or something. You kind of fell back at one point during, and then saying able to work your way back up through there. But I'm sure your goal was to stay towards the front when you were there. But then, did you have any plans when you had to try to then get back to the front afterwards?
Well, initially I was trying to play a bit of fuel strategy and, hoping for no caution. That's why I kind of dropped back, filled her up, and got four tires. If we went green, I would have made it, but unfortunately we had some cautions after that, so I had to change plans there and get back up front.
Well, so you did what you needed to there. Say it was looking dicey there those last 10 laps or so. Everybody's kind of just like I was mentioning to the Jack there, it kind of felt like you guys were playing leapfrog almost, where someone would get to the lead, jump to the bottom, then whoever was in the bottom lane would then try to jump up top and see what they could make happen there. I'll say take us through that from the driver's seat. It looked like it was pretty. I mean, from where I was watching, it was really exciting. I'd say, what did it seem like on your end?
That was a ton of fun, actually. I mean, good close racing. Like I said, we were swapping back and forth there. I really thought the second lane was going to be the place to be, but when you have somebody like Jack Walls behind you with 5 to go, I wasn't going anywhere. I'm just glad he stuck with me. He really got me to win there. That's all credit to Jack.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. It was really exciting there. But yes, I'd say at this point, I want to give you the opportunity to any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for your win tonight. I say you had a really good run there, so I'm sure you've got some people that are help you get here tonight. So the I should say the mic is yours.
Just my teammates Eric Laurie and Dale Willoughby, and of course Area 51 for putting this together. Charles Johnson and the crew, and again a big shout out to Jack. He got me over the finish line there. So without him, wouldn't have had a chance. And I appreciate your broadcast, man. I really enjoy watching them.
Thank you. So I appreciate that. Same. So it's been a lot of fun doing this for you guys, and say I'm looking forward to definitely interviewing more as the weeks go on.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing some more from you. Really enjoy watching them, like I said, and know quite a few people that enjoy watching them also.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. So as your winner, the number 88 of Gabe Butler, say able to hang on to the win here. Say we'll get some info for his results there. Say he started in second position, like I said, by 1/1000th of a second. Able to get the win though. Was able to lead 30 laps during the race, and say so. I want to thank you again for all joining us. Okay, we'll go through the results here. So you got the top 10 here with the winner, Gabe Butler, Jack Walls, Michael Spell in the third position, Brandon Jenkinson fourth, Reynaldo Marrero in the fifth position, Jared Duda sixth, David Overstreet in seventh, Ryan Kelly in eighth, Jim Brooks in ninth, and then Cody Cox rounds out the top 10. and say we'll go through toggle through the rest of them here. So I say here's 11th through 20th. So they didn't have the night that some of these guys were hoping for, unfortunately, getting caught up in incidents. And then say, and of course, some of these guys had an even worse night there. But yeah, definitely want to thank you all for joining us tonight. I say again, this was the June Pugh Memorial Race. Again, thoughts are going out to Charles Johnson and Lynn Johnson, as well as the Pugh family, Lynn's brother Bobby. Say again, so June was 77 years old and lived in Gulfport, Mississippi. She had 8 grandkids and 12 grandkids. So again, Charles, Lynn, and the friends and family of June, our thoughts are all with you. We hope you enjoyed the race tonight, and definitely don't hesitate to reach out to anybody if you need to. So for myself, Kyle Brooks with the Area 51 Racing League and Green White Checker TV, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend. But make sure you stay home, stay safe, and definitely give thoughts and prayers to the Johnson family for what they're going through right now. I hope that they can kind of find what they need to help them get through this, and then yeah, just take care, be safe, everybody, and I hope to talk to you all soon.